These wins are all very, very rewarding. Greetings, everyone. I am glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We are back at Next Steps in Magic, trying to figure out how best to go about playing this game on a budget. Magic the Gathering has a little bit of a reputation for being a very expensive game to play, and in fairness, it's well earned. You can spend as much money on this game as any reasonable individual can justify and still fall well short of having everything you could ever want in the game. On the client, of course, of Arena, there are some limitations on that, but darn it, you know, the game as a whole, very, very expensive hobby. But specifically Magic the Gathering Arena is very possible to play as free to play. So I think it's worth it to have a look at some strategies that we could incorporate into your average everyday play to get the most out of your client. The first thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to keep this video relatively short, so we're going to hit all these topics relatively quick. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one topic, so we can cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. The first is going to seem a little obvious, but it needs to be said because it's very important, especially for free-to-play players, but for everybody in general. Every day you get a new quest. These quests down here, as you can see, this one happens to be cast 20 green or blue spells. This one happens to be cast 20 blue or red spells. There are others that say cast so many creatures or kill so many creatures or whatever, that sort of thing. This gives gold. Gold can be traded for packs and cards and things, at a ready ratio, and there are two specific kinds of quests you will normally get. One is 500 gold, the other is 750 gold. Just logging in and completing this one quest will earn you a half a pack a day of just cracking pack type of gold. Secondarily to that, there are daily gold rewards and experience rewards. I'm going to explain experience in just a minute. Your first win of the day is worth 250 gold. So if you were lucky enough to get a 750 gold quest, you can combine that with getting a single win, just one win, and boom, you are at one pack worth of value every single day you log in. Just, it's 1,000 gold, right? It is notable that you can reroll quests. So let's just say we didn't want to cast red or blue spells. I will reroll this one just for your viewing pleasure here. Yes, it cannot be undone. Sometimes you can roll into a 750 gold quest. So it's always worth re-rolling your 500 gold quest just on the off chance you get another one. You can only re-roll once per day, but that's okay. Whatever. Getting that value is very important. It is notable that your daily rewards scale down the more you get. So your first win worth a lot, your second win worth less, your third win worth even less than that, all the way up to like your 15th win of the day is something like, 25 gold or something, relatively insignificant. But it is worthwhile knowing that the more you play, the more you will be rewarded, up to a pretty exceptional limit. 15 wins is a lot of magic, right? Then there's also this. Well, what is this one? This is a weekly reward. So even if your goal is only get one win a day, which is fine, make sure at some point during the week you can log in enough to get enough wins so that during the week, the calendar week, you are able to get 15 wins, because these wins are all very, very rewarding. You will earn a lot of rewards for these specific wins on top of your daily rewards as well. Well, and you'll notice here, this is experience. There are sometimes, other rewards as well, but this one specifically is experience. What is all this experience? Where does that go? Okay, it goes over here to our first point, the mastery tree. Everyone gets this top one. There is no money required or anything like that. Just for being a part of the game and earning experience, you can level up at 1,000 experience per level and earn some or all of this top row without any money. So earning that experience will obviously, as you can see, lead to a lot of packs, just a whole mess of them, and some individual card rewards and things like that as well along the tree. So logging in regularly, earning your daily gold, earning some daily experience will reward you even when you are entirely free to play. This everyone gets this, and that is perfectly okay. There is no money required. The next one down here, we're going to talk a little more about it later, but you'll note, well, shoot, what's this bottom one? This is the Mastery Pass you can pay for. Last I checked, it was something like, I don't know, $20 or something. There is an upgraded version where you can just basically buy 10 levels or something. That's not worth it as far as your money is concerned. But if you were looking to not be strictly free to play, but you wanted to limit your expenditure, spending $20 per set, or saving up enough gold and gems from earning it over time, and then saving them, hoarding them up, and spending it on the Mastery Pass, also a good deal. You know, you'll need to save gems for the Mastery Pass, but of course, I'm going to show you how to convert your gold into gems here in just a minute. But you'll note, this one a lot more heavily laden with rewards on the bottom. It's also notable that you get both the top and the bottom when you earn it back. And you'll see, well, shoot, wait a minute. You say you've got to pay with gems, and they give you gem rewards. That's right. If you buy the money one, but then play enough to earn lots and lots of experience, you will earn most of a lot of your gems back, as well as all of the packs, individual card rewards, styles, and all kinds of whatever other nonsense you get here as well. But there is a break-even point. People that are good at math have computed those. You can look them up on Reddit or whatever for each given Mastery Pass. But it is almost always worth it as long as you are going to play enough to get into the higher levels. And if you're trying to free to play, I recommend doing at least that. Okay, so how would you save up gems if you're not going to pay money for them? Well, the number one way of being a free to play player is not very new player friendly, but it is good. And that is learn to play limited. Those of you following my channel will likely know that I play an awful lot of constructed and a lot of nonsense and silly decks and things that are just fun to play as opposed to maybe not something that's going to take down a tournament. But drafting can be very rewarding. For 0 wins, you still get a pack. For 1 win, you get just 1 pack. For 2 wins, you get 1,000 gems back and 4 packs. If you get the full 3 wins, go 3-0, you will get 3,000 gems and 6 packs. On top of when you draft, you open 3 packs. So for your 10,000 gold, you could open 10 packs straight. A reasonable deal. Alternatively, you can open 3, get 1 reward, and draft. For those of you unfamiliar with it, you open a pack, look at its contents, take a card, pass it to the person next to you. Then that person does the same, and everyone around the table opens a pack at the same time and passes the packs around. So if you are looking to win a draft, a lot of the time you might not take a rare that's in your colors. Let's say you were taking black and white cards, and somebody passes you a pack that has a red mythic in it. If you are a free-to-play player, you will almost certainly take that red mythic right out of that pack, even though it's not in your colors. But other committed drafters will not do that thing. So in a regular draft, it is not uncommon if your goal is only take the rares no matter what happens. You might get, you certainly have a stab at 3 rares or mythics because you're opening 3 packs. So you will get the first pick out of this every time. But it's not uncommon to see as many as like 6 rares between your 3 and then people passing them over time. It definitely can happen. And then any potential winnings you get will also help you. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera so you guys can see. It is, unfortunately, 1,500 gems or 10,000 gold. But if you saved up enough gold, you can convert your winnings here over to gems and then spend those gems on that Mastery Pass. The catch is, in order to do well in draft, you first have to draft well. Then you have to build your deck out of those cards well. And then you have to play well. So as a newer player, this can be very daunting. If you cannot find ways to win games in draft, understandable, it's okay. You don't have to do it this way. But if you want to be a truly free-to-play player that unlocks as many cards as they want and everything, this is your path. If you elect to go about this path, there are some strategies. First and foremost, open 0 packs until you've drafted quite a few, because the packs you open do not have protection against opening the same card over and over and over, right? We call it 5th copy protection. So you want to open each fresh pack and take cards that you don't have, right? And fill out your collection that way. And then the packs you open, where you spend just 1,000 of your gold and open a pack, or you've earned the packs here as rewards, or in your mastery tree you've earned them or something like that, those do have 5th copy protection. So the client will try and get you rares that you do not have to fill out your collection. So draft a bunch first, holding all the packs as rewards until after you are done drafting. You know, you've probably exhausted all your saved up gold or whatever when a brand new set releases. Then open your packs and expanding your collection, saving your wild cards until after all of those are happen. It can be so hard when you're trying to, you know, get your daily wins and complete those quests, which again, I already said was the most important thing to do, when you haven't been able to spend your wild cards and things like that, right? So there are a few little hacks that I want to give you, again, trying to keep this video brief, that can get your foot in the door there. The first one is, particularly if you're interested in some historic, go in here to your client and sort by historic anthologies. Oh, darn it. Not standard. Historic. There we go. Sort by historic anthologies, commons and uncommons. That is all of these cards that are commons and uncommons, so you can still craft them, but they are very powerful. They've been added specifically to the historic format because of their power level. So if you are a newer player and you're looking to fill out maybe a deck here or a deck there that you're trying to make powerful enough to take on to into the play queue, or potentially even to ranked, to earn those daily rewards, get your daily wins, there are some very, very powerful cards here that are commons and uncommons that you'll be able to craft. So for instance, if you wanted to build yourself an elf deck or something, Imperious Perfect is an elf lord. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1. You can make elves and stuff, but is only an uncommon, right? Similarly, Burning Tree Emissary has been on the historic ban list as an uncommon. You know, Mindstone, 2-mana ramp, as an artifact, you know, as a common or uncommon. Then Soul Warden, common. The path to many, many life gain decks. Okay, so some very, very powerful cards here. You can look over them on your own leisure. Here's another thing I will stress. Oftentimes players who are given to want to play their own way, play my silly deck, I want to brew my own thing, do my own thing, they're resistant to the idea of net decking. They may even use it as a derogatory term. You know, this person net decked or whatever. If you are trying to play free to play, you need these wins, and you have a finite amount of time, right? If you do not get these wins, you are giving up on literal physical dollars that you could have had, that you will now have to spend if you want to complete your collection, or cards that you just won't have access to now. So don't be afraid to go net deck. Specifically, get yourself a good budget deck, of which there are some on my own channel, if you care to look there. But doing that net decking will give you a deck that you know, because you can see in, you know, the results wherever you're net decking it from, whether it be an MTG Goldfish or Aether Hub list, or even a YouTube video. You can see the results before you. You can see how this deck is going to play, and it's going to be cohesive and built by somebody who knows what they're doing. And if you're a new player, it's okay to admit, I'm not good at this yet. Starting on a net deck will allow you to learn the ins and outs of the games, and then turn on the portions of your brain that are like, oh, okay, so these cards work in this manner. There are these synergies that go together. I can start crafting my own decks. But to start with a net deck will give you a deck that can get you these wins, and it will be very important to get these quests done. So all that being said, I really appreciate everybody who paid attention to the video. And I look forward to hearing from you down in the comments below on other strategies that you might incorporate into your own free-to-play strategy. Let me know. and I will talk to you all next time.